Welcome. This is a sun practice to cultivate and contain energy. You want to do this practice in the earlier part of the day and best on an empty stomach. Coming to the front of the mat, standing tall. Find your spine. Begin to create this awareness of the vast energy around you and of which you are a part of, this field of prana. And the goal of this practice is to bring more of this energy into the body. We want to establish the mind in that seat of the witness, in that calm as we cultivate in the moon practices. And now inhale, go ahead and lift your arms overhead, extending your spine. As you exhale, lower the arms down. As you breathe in, feel the chest and the upper back fill. And as you breathe out and lower the arms, navel moves back and slightly up along with the pelvic floor. You can choose to lift the heels as you start to find more extension in the spine, more broadening and opening through the rib cage. On your exhales, following the navel back and that corresponding lift of the pelvic floor. As you lift and feel the chest open, go ahead and keep the arms up, interlacing the fingers and flipping the palms. If this position isn't comfortable, you can simply have the palms separated but keep them elevated. Work to straighten the arms and firm the legs. Nice full breaths. And then I'm going to have you begin to pause your breath after your inhale. Fill the chest and the upper back with the spine vertical, holding anywhere from 2 to 4 seconds. And then as you exhale, navel moves back. And there's that corresponding lift to the pelvic floor. Keep the gaze steady. This is going to be a way for you throughout the practice, especially during the holds, to keep the mind steady. But we're really looking to fill and expand the area of the heart. Good. Release after your next exhale. Slide the hands down the backs of the legs, pausing briefly in Uttanasana, and then step back to downward facing dog. Please step your right foot forward in between your hands, and we're going to spin the back foot down. Wider stance, open hip posture for triangle pose. So elevating the right arm, externally rotate the left palm. I'm going to have you exhale, come down into triangle pose, hand to the ankle or the block. Now with your next inhale, bring the arm up and overhead in this really wide arc. As you exhale, pull that left arm back to the hip. And you're going to continue to do that. Let the gaze follow the fingertips on the inhale. And as you exhale, gaze turns upward towards the ceiling as you pull the arm back. You're going to keep the arm in that externally rotated position. And now on these next rounds, I'm going to have you pause your breath again after your inhale. So just pause briefly, 2 to 4 seconds. Follow the navel back, feeling that corresponding firmness and support of the pelvic floor. And continue this dynamic action. Now the next time you reach your arm up and over, you're going to stay there for 2 full breaths, pausing after the inhale, if that's comfortable, and feel that in that pause you're filling that space from the chest down to the pubic bone, and see that as your container, your vessel for this energy. You're going to lower the arm back, go ahead and take the right arm parallel with the floor, and inhale, come up to standing. Adjust, feel the difference the two sides of the body. That more vibrant sense in the left side of the torso. And now as we take the arm positioning, we're going to lower that left hand down to the shin or the ankle or the block. And with your next inhale, sweep that right arm up and over to really open that right lung. Exhale, sweep the arm back, gaze up. Inhale, following the fingertips. Exhale, if it's comfortable, look to the ceiling. Otherwise, you can just look forward. Now we'll begin to create those pauses after inhale. And the intention here is that you're using these pauses to contain the breath, but also the corresponding energy that you're bringing into the body. You have to be mindful to not let the mind start to race in these pauses. Keeping the gaze steady will be helpful. But keeping that feeling of the moon in the mind, the observer. You're going to stay there and continue with 2 full breaths, pausing after your inhale. And as you complete, sweep the arm back and rise up. Please step back to the front of your mat and feel, adjust. Already noticing things are getting a little brighter, a little sunnier inside. Let's elevate the arms. And then exhale, please sit to chair pose. You're going to inhale there, lift the chest off of the waist. And then from here, exhale, fold out over the thighs. Now keep the knees bent as you inhale and rise up to chair. Good. Same thing, exhale, lower the torso, release the neck and the head. And now as you inhale and come up, pause the breath. Again, 2 to 4 seconds. Exhale, release, lowering down. We're going to do this a few more times. As you're pausing the breath, ground the shoulders down and think about taking the chin back and slightly down. Creating that sense of Jalandhara bandha. Helping to contain, sort of seal off the upper wall of your torso. Just continue to move on your breath. Good. Last one. And then next inhale, just pass through the chair and come to standing. Lower the arms down. And then slide the hands down the backs of the legs as you come to forward fold. Take the palms flat, step back, downward facing dog. We're going to practice Mula Bandha in downward facing dog as well as Jalandhara Bandha. So these are root lock and chin lock. And downward dog is a helpful posture because on those exhales you really get this assist from gravity so that as you emphasize that natural lift to the pelvic floor, feel that you're creating this seal, this wall, containing that energy internally. At the same time, the chin is displaced back and there's a corresponding lift of the base of the skull, the neck. And just continue to breathe smoothly, concentrating this feeling of space, breath, and energy between the collarbones and the pubic bone. Now let's step the right foot forward in between the hands. You're going to spin the back foot down, preparing for warrior 1. Nice and grounded through that outer left heel. Let's bend the front knee. Take the chest slightly forward to the hips as you elevate the arms, and then exhale, come out of the pose. You're going to do this dynamically 4 times. The exhale, front leg straight, arms down. And as you inhale, front knee bends. Chest lifts off of the waist. Nice. We're going to come in to stay in the pose, first elevating the arms, But then exhale, sweep the arms to the side and bring the hands into prayer position in front of the heart. So you inhale, sweep them back up. Exhale, they come out to the sides and hands in front of the heart. Now this action is helping us to really establish chin lock. As you exhale, feel the base of the skull lifting, drawing the chin in and slightly down. As you inhale, you can create this slight lift of the chin to emphasize that opening of the breastbone, that lift of the breastbone. We want to keep that sense of lift. Go ahead and straighten your front leg. Lower down over the right leg and step back to downward dog. Please take your left foot forward, preparing for the other side. Doing the same thing here. First, as we bend the front knee, we elevate the arms, chest slightly forward to the hips. And exhale, lower the arms, legs straight. Just smooth, steady breathing. Right thigh strong. Whole right side of the body long and extending. As you're bending the front knee, we want to have the hips just slightly higher the plane of the knee so that the thigh isn't going completely parallel to the floor. And now we'll come into stay in the pose, first elevating the arms up. Now please sweep the arms to the side as you exhale, emphasizing that lift of the neck and the base of the skull. And as you inhale, slightly lift the chin to elevate the breastbone. So both of these actions are teaching us components of Jalandhara Bandha, this lift of the collarbones and breastbone. But the exhales are key. We want this sense of the chin displaced back, drawing slightly down as the neck and the base of the skull elevate. So just playing with those two feelings. And now you're going to straighten the front leg as you elevate the arms, fold over front leg. And once again, back to downward facing dog. So we're going to step right foot forward again, returning back to the first side, warrior one again. So we're going to bend the front knee, stay in the pose, and then bring the hands back into Anjali Mudra, that prayer position pose. Now work with everything you've just established as far as really feeling that sense of containment, the upper body, and you're going to start to pause the breath after inhale. So at the same time, those inhales, feeling that the Jalandhara Bandha is creating this seal, the upper collarbones, and on the exhales, this corresponding lift and containment at the pelvic floor. Mind quiet, chest and upper back vibrant. So from here, we're going to transition into Ardha Chandrasana. So sweep that right arm forward to outside of the little toe side of the foot. Lift the left leg. And you can take the top arm up, keeping the gaze steady either to the floor, to the wall your chest is facing, or up. And now just emphasize that steadiness in the pose. Shtiram. Big span to the collarbones and chest here. Mind quiet, body vibrant, energized. Now you're going to bend the front knee, slowly lower the back leg down. Please grab hold of the left wrist and we're going to fold out over the right leg, Parshvottanasana. Keep the back of the neck long, chin in. If you felt any tension coming to the surface with that last series, just really take this opportunity in this pose to find more of that quality of the moon, that calm and steadiness in your body, in your mind, and in your breath. Please step back to downward dog. We're going to go to the other side. Take that left foot forward. Right foot grounds about 45 degrees. Returning now to warrior one again. You're going to bend the front knee, first elevating the arms, and then sweep the arms to the sides, palms in front of the chest. So as we stay here in the pose, we're lifting from the chest, from the heart, pausing after inhales, 2 to 4 seconds. Maintain that intention of chin lock, Jalandhara Bandha, and root lock, Mula Bandha, on those exhales, Mula Bandha. And inviting energy into the body. Sealing it in with your intention and with the bandhas, the energetic locks. With your next exhale, release the pose. We're going to take Ardha Chandrasana on the left side. You can go ahead and take that left hand to the floor, to the outside of the little toe of the left foot, a good ruler's length in front, so you have a nice span of, or extension I should say, in your spine. Roll that right hip open, really firm through the right leg. Broad span through the collarbones. Again, emphasize that steadiness in your posture. And this bright expansiveness in your body. And bending the front knee, slowly lower the back leg down. As you reach to grab hold of the right wrist, please fold forward over the left leg. Slight flexion to the left knee. Back of the neck long. Chin in. I'm not demonstrating that so well here, but you do that. And then please lift the torso, step back to the front of the mat, pause and feel the effects. Lowering down briefly for a forward fold to ground. You can grab hold behind the calves or the ankles. And then coming back up to standing. So in this next cycle, as you're pausing and feeling your body, feeling that sense of lightness and expansion coming out from the practice, we're going to be preparing to do some Uddiyana Bandha with forward folding here. Some navel lock now. But first we're going to begin with some dynamic forward folding without the root lock yet. There's a couple of options with your arms here. I'm going to have you inhale, reach the arms up, and initially as you exhale and fold out over the legs, sweep the arms to the back. And then as you inhale, sweep the arms wide, coming back to standing. And do that again. Slight flex of the knees, draw the inner thighs and groins back, sweep the arms wide and to the low back, and then rise up flat spine. Now you can stay doing that. If you're stronger, you can try elevating the arms as you fold. And then keeping the arms elevated as you come up. You really have to emphasize the groins back, especially if you're keeping the arms elevated. Good. So now what we're going to do is come down. Come up. We're going to prepare for the bandha work. You're going to exhale all the air with your arms elevated. Now pause the breath after your exhale and fold. Either arms forward or arms sweep to the side, creating the navel lock as you fold. So stay down as long as is comfortable, and then you'll release the bandha, inhale, and come up. Take an adjusting breath. And your next exhale, pause the breath, fold, creating the root lock, drawing the navel back, abdomen in and slightly up. So you're holding the breath out, and then when you're ready, inhale to come up. Again, at the top, you can take an adjusting breath. If you're more adept, you don't have to take that adjusting breath and can go right into the next cycle. We're all going to do this one more time. And then please stay low, down in the forward fold. Arms come to the backs of the calves and the ankles again. And slowly come back up. So you lower the arms, feeling yourself increasingly as this vessel of energy, not just intention, but experientially feeling it, coming more and more alive inside. So we're going to use the long edge of the mat, preparing for Krishnamacharya twist. Feet about 3 feet apart, balls and the heels lined up. We're going to sweep the arms wide, and then bending the right knee, rotate the torso and take the hand to the outside of the foot. Now you can choose to use your block here. You can keep it to the inside of the foot, to the front of, or to the outside. But we want those left fingers facing back towards the toes. Now staying here in the pose, we're going to extend that right arm up. Please look down and inhale and emphasize length in the back of the neck, coming back to that work of Jalandhara Bandha. And as you exhale, sweep the chin up. So we're going to continue to do that. As you inhale, look down. Emphasize that length to not only the back of the neck, but the base of the skull. And then as you exhale, look up, cueing the navel to spin. One more time. Now we're going to keep the gaze either up or down, or to the wall that you're facing. And now let's play with just pausing after exhale. Emphasizing more of that sense of Mula Bandha in that pause, and also stirring some of this dormant pranic energy in the navel. Now this is without navel lock. You're not doing navel lock here. Just pause after exhale. About 2 to 4 seconds. After your next cycle, please release and come up and adjust. Exciting stuff. We'll prepare for the other side, arms wide. Bend that left knee and come down. Hand to the inside, in front of, or to the outside of the left foot. You can use the block here. And then inhale, look down. As you exhale, spin the chin up, cue the navel to spin. So the head turning is helping us to stay with this intention of chin lock. So even as you're rotating the chin up, you want that sense that the neck is long. Top arm is elevated, or it can be hand to the hip, which I'm not demonstrating here. Hand to the hip or sacrum. And now stay steady in the pose, gaze up to the wall you're facing or eyes down, and just begin to pause after exhale. 3 to 4 cycles. Pausing 2 to 4 seconds after exhale. We're going to release. Please come up. Step to the front of the mat. We're going to do some Surya Namaskar classic C variation now. This is very old school. You don't see this much. What I'd like you to do, we're going to use some bhavana, some sentiment here. Imagine there's a sun at the top of your forehead. So I'm already elevating the arms. Go ahead and inhale. Sweep through Namaste as you come to a forward fold. Step your right leg back, knee down. Next exhale, come to downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward to plank. Exhale, lower knees, chest and chin, so your butt is still up. And then as you inhale, you're going to slide the waist forward, rise up cobra, tops of the feet down. And exhale, pull back, downward dog. When you're ready to inhale, right foot comes forward, left knee down, look up, or forward I should say. And then exhale, step the left foot forward, forward fold. Inhale, rising up. Exhale, hands back in front of the heart. So we're going to continue this. Inhale, slight back bend. Exhale, fold out. Good. We're going to alternate the legs. You're going to step your left leg back, even though I didn't in the video. Exhale, go back, downward dog. Inhale, come forward to plank. And exhale, knees, chest, and chin. Inhale, extending and elevating up. Exhale, pull back. Please step that left foot forward in between the hands, knee down, right knee down, and exhale, both feet forward. So the breath is continuous. As you reach up, with the inhale, we exhale, hands in front of the chest. So now that you're familiar with the movements, inhale and extend. Exhale, bow forward. Again, your right leg will go back now, knee down. You're going to sense that sun at the forehead and even sunlight in your body as you're practicing this variation of Surya Namaskar. With your exhale, lower knees, chest and chin. Inhale, kind of slithering forward, preparing for cobra, shoulders down. Pull back, downward dog. Good. Right knee leg forward. And then you exhale, forward fold. Rising up with your inhale. Exhale, hands in front of the heart. We're just going to continue. Reach out and up, starting to emphasize that upper back bend. Exhale, fold. Left leg back, knee down. And exhale, downward dog. Inhale, plank, underside of the body strong, but then exhale, knees, chest and chin. Still with the sun at the forehead, inhale, rise up, cobra. Exhale, pull back, downward dog. Inhale, left leg comes forward, right knee down, chest lifts. Exhale, right foot steps forward. Forward fold. Inhale to rise, reach out and rise up. Exhale, hands in front of the heart. Last round, please. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, right leg back. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, plank. Knees, chest and chin. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward dog. Step the right foot forward, left knee down. Inhale, lunge. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rising up. Hands in front of the heart, exhale. Last half, inhale, open the heart. Yeah, exhale, fold through, namaste. Left leg back, knee down, inhale, lunge. Exhale, downward dog. Still that sentiment of the sun at your forehead, sunlight filling your body, coming to plank. Knees, chest and chin. Lengthen the waist. Inhale, rise, cobra. Pull back, downward facing dog. Left leg comes forward, right knee down, inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Good. Inhale, reach out, rise up. Hands together in front of the heart. Swaha. Okay, so we're going to take this energy from the Surya Namaskar, and there's a couple of options for this next sequence. Go ahead and fold down. So I'm going to show the modification first. You can come to the floor, and as you inhale, you would rise up cobra, so you can just watch these before you're doing them, and exhale down. Okay, so you'd work that way dynamically. Inhaling up cobra and exhaling down. Or you could choose to work with upward facing dog with the toes curled under and chaturanga. So it would go chaturanga and upward facing dog. Chaturanga and upward facing dog. So just choose what you want, and we're going to go for it now, doing about 4 rounds. So you're going to either start at the floor or at plank. Exhale. I'm going to work with chaturanga. Rising up to the back bend. Inhale. Exhale. Stay strong and steady. Really breathe deep and feel that cultivation of strength and energy in your body. Keep working. Keep going. Last chaturanga, I believe, here. Inhale, lift the heart and pull back. Wherever you are, downward facing dog. Yeah, let that absorb in. And bring the knees down. You're going to inhale and exhale. Hips to the heels, chest to the thighs. Inhale, coming forward, lift the heart. So you exhale, sliding the hips back, navel in, chest down. Just moving in and out smoothly with your breath. And now we're going to do some Uddiyana Bandha work again, navel lock. You're going to inhale and exhale in tabletop. And then you're going to exhale, hold the breath after exhale, draw back Uddiyana Bandha. Doing that again, inhale and exhale here in tabletop. And then with that, either retaining after exhale or creating the navel lock, move back, hips to the heels. When you're ready, inhale, come back forward, tabletop. Exhale in tabletop. And then move back with that pause after exhale or with the navel lock. Also the sense of the root lock there. Wherever you are, just do it one more round from where you are. And now, curl the toes under, lift to downward facing dog. We're going to put all 3 bandhas together here. So as you exhale, feeling that walling off of the pelvic floor, pause the breath after exhale, create navel lock. Sense the back of the neck long, chin in to have chin lock established, and release when you're ready. You're going to do this a few more rounds. Now all of the bandhas, so navel lock really activates dormant energy in the navel. It helps to generate prana. And the the root lock and chin lock is helping to contain that building energy. Have it be comfortable. After your next round, please release and go back to child's pose. And just soften and melt And as you rest, look inside. Feel your vessel. Feel prana alive in your vessel. Just continue. We're going to go ahead and lift up, lying down on the back. Bend the knees, feet to the floor, preparing for bridge. So we're not going to work dynamically, we're just going to go right up and stay. Inhale to elevate the arms, bringing them to the floor and lift the hips. So as you're coming here now, pausing the breath after inhale. So really stretch the chest up. This posture really guarantees that feeling of Jalandhara Bandha more. Sense that the chest and the heart is vibrant, seated in the sun. The mind is quiet, seated in the moon. Just can go ahead and release. Now, the next option is you can come back up into bridge, doing the same thing we were just doing, but the arms will be underneath the back, fingers interlaced, working with that same quality of pausing after inhale. Or you can go for wheel pose. You will not be working with pauses here. If you would like to take a stronger pose physically. So coming up, keep breathing. When you're ready, go ahead and come on down from either position and just rest. So even though both of them are big, pausing after inhale and bridge is very energetically rich. Wheel pose, extremely physically rich as well as energetically. So I'm going to have you bend the elbows, interlacing the fingers and taking the backs of the palms to the head. Exhale to extend the arms. And then inhale to bend the elbows, backs of the hands to the crown of the head again. You're just going to work dynamically like that. The legs are together and the toes are lifted. As we bend the elbows, we're inhaling. As you exhale and extend the arms, you're taking that lift of the chest and really elongating it. So we're going to work with a mudra here, Tadaka mudra. The next time that you bend your elbows and inhale, you're going to exhale in that position. And then pausing the breath after the exhale, you're going to extend the arms. Have this sense of root lock, chin lock, Mula Bandha and Jalandhara Bandha, and then inhale, return elbows bent, backs of the palms to the crown. Again, exhale, and you can choose to remain at pausing after exhale to extend the arms, or creating navel lock as well, so that all three bandhas are engaged. It's your choice at this point. I know I've been working a lot with navel lock, so your choice here. It can be just mental navel lock or physical as well in that pause after exhale. I'll do one more round. And then please release. Take the arms alongside the body and feel. Here, doing a simple spinal twist. Bend your right knee, take the arms out to the sides, And as you lower the knee over towards the left side, go ahead and bend the left elbow, take that hand onto the top of the left knee. Looking towards the right hand, in this variation of a spinal twist, I'm going to have you just be aware of the angle of your femur bone. And we don't want it to necessarily be 90 degrees to the plane of the spine. So what I mean by that is just sort of dial your knee away from the chest, that right knee, so that it's a little bit further down towards that left foot than your hip, just subtly. Just breathe, super steady, returning back into that calm mind. You're going to come out of that side. Let's take the right leg long, bending the left knee. And same thing, so as we roll over now to the right side, you can see my right elbow bends, hand comes onto the top of the knee. I'm looking towards the left hand, which is extended out, level with the shoulder, but I'm going to just subtly dial my left knee just further down towards that right leg. It's subtle, but just so there's a little bit more of an opening there, which corresponds to more of a opening for the low waist and low back on that left side. So coming out of the pose, come to sit up. You're going to take Sukhasana, cross-legged position, where the toes are underneath the knees. Just simple yoga mudra, grabbing hold of the right wrist. You're going to come forward, stretching the low back, and forehead towards the floor. If it's not, if it's far from the floor, you can take the block underneath the forehead. Otherwise, as you come and stay here, you might find that the forehead eventually reaches the floor. Mind quiet, aware of that space between the collarbones and the pelvic floor. So I'm going to have you come up, and you can choose to do that again or go into this variation. This is called Yoga Mudrasana, where we're going to do Kapalabhati 27 times. Grab hold of your big toes. You'll take an inhale after the Kapalabhati and then pause after inhale, coming forward. So go ahead and start your 27 rounds of Kapalabhati. I've already begun on this, so I might be a little bit ahead of you. After your 27 rounds, you're going to take a deep breath in. Really fill, slowly and smoothly. And then with the chin down, pause the breath, and you're going to lower down, and maintaining root lock with this pause after inhale. Feel that sense of containment. You might not come down as low because your chest is really filled with air, so that's fine. And when you can't hold any more, you're going to exhale and lean back and come up. So we're going to do one more round, but this time after the 27 rounds of Kapalabhati, you'll take an inhale and a full exhale and then go down with pause after exhale. So keep your eyes closed and do the Kapalabhati if you haven't begun already. 27 rounds. After those rounds, you're going to take a full inhale and then smooth, steady exhale. And it's after the exhale, you're going to pause and fold forward. You'll notice you'll come lower now. Again, awareness between the pelvic floor and the heart, feeling vibrant and contained. When you can no longer hold the breath out, you're going to inhale and come up and just feel for a moment. Eyes are still closed. Again, checking in. Your body, this vibrant vessel now. Come down to lie on your back for Shavasana. As you get comfortable on the floor, I have you slowly, slowly turn the head from side to side. Hopefully all the work with Jalandhara Bandha didn't create tension there, but just starting to soften. Release any potential over-efforting. And then you'll just bring the head back steady. Begin to sense a healing nectar. A warm wave of light accumulating at your crown. Beginning to fill the midbrain. And effortlessly allow that warm, healing nectar, like a wave, start to move down the brainstem, filling the spine, and the body. Slowly flowing to the limbs. All the way to the palms and fingers, soles of the feet and toes. Just effortlessly relax with that presence. Just as the mind helps us navigate the material world, in the same way, prana helps us navigate the world of the soul, this realm of the infinite. The more you're able to relax and allow all of your awareness to dissolve into prana, and prana to fill your awareness, the more you merge and feel welcome in that realm of the infinite. Deepen your breath. Moving your toes, fingers. Bend the knees and roll to your right. Coming up to a seated position, we'll do our finishing practices. You can elevate your hips if you need to on a blanket. So sitting tall, coming right back into that place of effortlessness. We're going to work with an alternate nostril variation called Surya Bedna. So we want to take the Vishnu Mudra with the thumb and the ring and the little finger extended. Take the hand up to the bridge of the nose, and you're going to seal off the right nostril as you exhale to the left, through the left. And then seal off the left as you inhale right. And this is the practice. You inhale through the right only, and you exhale through the left. As you settle into the breath, we're going to add another element. See if you can inhale through the right for 4 counts and extend the exhales to 8. Sense on the inhales that you're drawing sunlight, solar energy in through the right nostril, flooding the left brain, even feeling the left side of the body getting brighter. The last phase of this is creating a pause after inhale, retaining 4 seconds, still exhaling out for 8, as well as inhaling for 4. And in that retention, sense that you're collecting life force, the sustaining and rejuvenative force. Keep the spine tall. Having subtle awareness of root lock and chin lock here. The entire time. Please finish your next round. Lowering the hands down. We'll move into our meditation. Just bringing your attention into your body, to that space of the heart, roughly between the shoulder blades. Level with the chest. Just become mindful of light. Just very simply allow light and feel light filling that space. of the heart. So not just the physical heart, what's referred to as the heart center. On the inside of the body, close to the spine and between the shoulder blades. Just rest in the presence of light. Filling and illuminating the heart. Do your best to not let this become an exercise of the intellect. But in that place of effortless awareness, just feel presence and light. Coming from and filling that space of the heart. So take a deep breath. Release the practice, taking the hands in front of the heart and lower the chin, bowing into yourself. Rubbing the palms, creating that little fire in between the hands, cup them over the eyes. Open the eyes in that space and lower the hands down. Welcome back. Thank you so much for practicing. Namaste.